Right, I'm pretty sure volume is good, so we're just going to wait just 1 second here once we get back into it. Alright then, hello everybody, welcome to BRL Season 11. Here is our first round of 8 around Monza here. We've shaken up the calendar quite a bit, and obviously the driver lineup is shaking up quite a bit, but unfortunately, a lot of people, unfortunately, missed check out last minute. We did have 23 people planned to race, but a lot of last minute cancellations has made the grid order a lot smaller. But anyway, quite a few people that you might not recognise here: Werner God, Jay Linear. Yeah, but I think mainly most of the grid here staying the same. Exotic Soul Zone like Hazard, Rio Harris, Chucky Awesome. Obviously, quite a few people that will still be able to be recognised for now. Obviously, Monza was the first round, shaking up the calendar quite a bit. Monza heading to Suzuka for round 2, Portimao round 3, Montreal round 4, and as we head into the second half of the season, Spielberg round 5, Melbourne round 6, Interlagos round 7, and the finale around Silverstone in round 8. A few people are joining right now, so that's good news. Just making sure we get the numbers good and right up again. So lovely stuff to see. Hopefully we can get around 70 to 80 people, because quite a few people are yeah, not here. You mean Spain, Blackburn? I really can't be dealing with this at the moment. It has been crunch time trying to get all this stuff done, and I'm just glad I've been able to at this point. Yeah. Anyway, two people out on track at the moment. One will definitely not be a representative time. Kodoi also not a representative time here. Wisburn will, yeah, Kodoi on the intermediate tyres when it's clearly dry. So they're just having to make sure that it's testing things and making sure everything's okay. But Chucky Awesome will be the first person that we need to look on board with. And just need to check here, what is Kieran doing at the moment? See, double check this. Looks like he's okay. 1 second, guys. Right, anyway, that should be all sorted now. Right, anyway, first representative lap of the session. Chunky Awesome on the soft tyres. He's already using quite a lot of battery to start, so hopefully it's not going to be too bad for him. But anyway, yeah, now under Williams, aside from the Red Bull, going down this really long back straight. This is the quickest lap in Formula 1 in terms of the average contest now. He's going to make sure not to be blocked by the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin does his best to get out of the way, and does so. Not sure what that was there. Maybe an exotic source, I believe. But yeah, a little bit of grass taken on the exit of 2 into the very tight chicane. Don't believe it was the best thing for him, but Curva Grande now through turn 3, ending sector 1 now. Hard on the brakes here into the second chicane. Looking quite nice, hops first one quite nicely, make sure to avoid the second curve. A little bit run wide again to pick up a tiny bit of gravel on his left wheel, but he should be okay. First Lesmo looks like it's been navigated pretty nice there, well clear of track limits. The second Lesmo as well, nicely in the apex. Flirting a little bit more with the track limits there, but he is doing very nice here towards the end of Sector 2. We're going to now see him heading to a Ascari. He probably would take it about 5th or 6th gear. What does he take it in? 5th gear at the moment. He probably up to the 6th mid-corner. He does, and takes the exit quite nicely there as well. Looking like there's going to be no traffic for him, heading towards the final corner, which I still call Parabolica, although I think it's the Alboreto corner now in real life. But, well, he's made an absolute mess of that one, as we clearly saw, having a massive drift, and that looks to be Chuggy Awesome's lap. Pretty much over, but he'll probably finish it regardless for the first time on the board, and it's 20.1. Definitely going to need to go again if he wants that pole position time. Let's see who else is out there next. Looks like Jerry South is on a lap at the moment. Quite slow at the moment. I think it was 34 in a sector 1 there. And Wisburn on the intermediates, obviously. Not, oh my goodness me, sorry. Not a fully representative time, but he is still there nonetheless. Hazard, I think, is the person on a lap right now who is on a representative set of tyres. Let's see if we can go quick and Chunky Awesome out in front, because even if you may not have a quick sector 1 and 2, well, that was just a clear corner cut, and that shows there with his invalidated lap time. Tyler goes quickest on the medium tyres. Oh, and Chuck there, probably trying to get out of people's way as a Ferrari goes through, I believe, of Wisburn, or maybe Werner God. No, Werner God actually is the one who is going through there. But yeah, Tyler quickest on the medium so far. We know how quick he is in qualifying, so let's see if he can take the first one position after a few minutes, a few races out. Let's see what Blackburn does as well. Championship runner-up last time out, and a Constructors' Championship winner with his teammate Miato. Let's see if he goes to the top. He does. 19.2 at the moment for him. A few people joining into us. Is that not an invalidation? Okay, that is. But Van der God absolutely sent the Scottish Kane there. Surprising that wasn't invalidated at the first try, but never mind. Isaac Stores coming in to finish his lap at least, even though it's invalidated. What does it be? 22.1. That will put him ahead of Wisburn, but that's obviously only intermediate tyres. Who else is out on the lap at the moment? See a drama. Chug the Awesome's, well, I was going to say former teammate, but no, he's actually driving his seat now with Blackbone in pole position as his teammate. So let's see now. Chie drive across the line into P4. All right from him. As did someone else jump up then? No, I don't believe they did. Might be wrong. Anyway, Jay Linya on a set of Inter's Music Guy. Looks like he's about to start his lap as well. Exotic Swords. That is definitely not Purple Sector 1. He is recharging his battery. Do ignore that. So let's see our Henson though. I think he's next one to do a proper representative lap time. 52.9 overall in the middle sector. Let's see what he does in the V-Carb now. So this is quite an interesting sight for our Henson, but we're now going to see what he's capable of in the V-Carb here. Sparks definitely flying there. You can see it as we head towards Parabolica. And we're going to see now what the time is going to be. He's probably going to aim around for that P4, P3 spot. Will he take it? He will. 19.8 for our Henson. So not too bad for the moment, actually. Music Guy, ooh, definitely off the track there. And he is going to need to try and get himself going again. Exotic Swords isn't going for a lap at the moment. Rio Harris looks like he is going for a lap, so we're going to watch him. Obviously, one of the quickest people that we've actually seen in the past few races, so let's go and see if he's okay. It says Purple Sector 1, hops over it quite badly though. That looks like it was a very bad bit of damage there for the V-Carb driver, but let's see what Rio Harris can do. His teammate's coming up in third, so we're going to see what the RB team's capable of, and that looks quick, but it's invalidated at the exit, the second Lesmo there. He took a bit too much curve, and he's going to back out of it here. You can see he's recharging the battery now, so that is him done. Kieran on our lap as well. We know he's quick. We've seen it in the early parts of Season 10, so we're going to have to make sure that he is also going to not invalidate here. It does take it a little bit slower, but obviously has the lap still there and valid for him to set. Let's see it now into the end of Sector 2. Will it be purple? It says it's purple, so Kieran here on for a very nice lap as it seems, but once again, we should know not to always trust the purple sectors on this game. But will it be quicker than Blackbone? That is what we're going to have to wait and find out for. Going down there in the McLaren now through the final turn. Maybe didn't take too much grass. Looked like he took a tiny bit, but it looks like he's kept it on the track still with no big issues. Coming across the line now. What is his time going to be? It is going to be P4, just outside the 1 minute 19 mark. So we're going to have to wait for him to do a better lap than that. We've got Aiden there, also going to be on a lap soon. We've Jeremy Saff here on a lap in the Haas now, so changing from the V-Carb to the Haas as a car off in front of him. Hopefully these people don't get involved in much traffic. He's got to make sure that goes out of the way. Oh, it goes out of the way very, very late. But I believe, was that Music Guy? Yeah, I think it was Music Guy. Just making sure that he gives the best tow to Jeremy Saff as possible before he comes out of it. Obviously not teammates, so maybe it's done for the kindness of his heart. But yeah, Kodoy there as well. Didn't mention him. He's gone up into P4, so nice shot from him. And as I say, like Josh there in the Mercedes, also up there in the top 5. Where will Jeremy Saff go? Into P3, replaces our Henson at the moment. And I believe someone else crossed the line then, and I did not see them. Hazard, I believe. Yeah, Hazard into P9. So he's starting some decent laps as well. Who else have we got? Music Guy trying to go for another lap. Werner God on an invalid lap. That was someone jumping up the field, I believe. Not sure it would have been though. Might be wrong actually. I don't know who actually jumped up the field. Might be just me having mind play tricks on me at the moment. I don't know. But let's just wait and see. Yeah, Aiden here on a lap. Is he going to finish it, or will he come into the pits? No, he will finish it. What is the time for Aiden? He goes into P10. Solid midfield lap for the Aston Martin. Knowing like looks like he's also on a lap at the moment with 60% ERS, but will he just come back into the pits? I do not know. Let's have a little look as he goes on the final corner. It looks like he's going to finish it here. So knowing like even with a decent chunk of battery left as well, goes for 20.8 midfield time here for knowing like, so not too bad at the moment. That looks like a Alpine stop. Oh no, Chucky Awesome in the Williams. You've got to make sure not to park it too much, because he's got to make sure he gets qualified. That's going to be a bit, well, it's not going to be the way, but he's just got to make sure he gets out that grass as soon as possible, because that sector 1 mistake he could definitely remedy and get a much better time. Who else is currently on laps at the moment? Tyler was on a lap. I didn't see it, but he is now to the top of the timing sheets. So Tyler now, with 8 minutes to go, or halfway through the qualifying session, is going quick. And obviously the drama there, just deciding to completely cut the corner lines there, as I believe Tyler was. Oh my god, Tyler was on his in lap. Who else here? Yeah, Wisburn actually. Who was on the intermediate tyres, now onto a set of softs. He's 2.4 seconds up, heading into sector 2. So that should already put him around that P6, P7 range. And obviously it's going to need to be with an extra bit of grip into Parabolica and the Escargot Chicane. What's going to be? P3 for Wisburn. Nice lap from him. Something that's quite interesting to note here. The RBs and the Hasses, I did not think they were going to be this strong. I mean, the Hass especially. I think I knew that the RBs could be quite strong going into the season, but wow. The Haas at the moment look like they've got a really nice set of qualifying laps here. Jay Ninya also up on his time, so we might have to watch him. Let's go and watch him actually. Not really seen much of the Salvers here, as his teammate Pablos is not here for today. But yeah, nothing too crazy at the moment shown from the Salver team. Let's see if Jay Ninya can change that at all. As we wait and see for him to come across the end of sector 2. Yeah, look at that. Well, 2 point. I thought he was not going to stop then, but unfortunately for him, he has invalidated his lap there for the Salver driver, and P15 is the best that they're going to get so far. I really thought he was not going to stop though, honestly. I genuinely thought that. But anyway, enough of that. Apparently we've got a purple second sector coming around with Exotic Link, who's about 7 seconds up as well. So we're a 128. Obviously not going to put him too far up the field if he's going to be a 121, but we're just going to wait and see now. I believe it'll probably be in the mid-pack, so we're just going to wait and see if that is going to be true here. Exotic Swords round the final Parabolica curve. Very nice sweeping right, to be honest with you. It's a really lovely call to take when you get it right. And let's see now, Exotic Swords cross the line. Nice lap there. 19.8 into P7. Good job from him. Hence looks to be another person trying to cross the line, but he is backing out of his because I think he believes it's just not going to be enough for him. Ty looks to be on a lap here, I think, but that is invalidated. We are not going to go and watch him at the moment. And I think that's everybody at the moment. We will take a bit of a chilled out bit here. Blackburn and Wisburn obviously starting their laps, but Tyler, after being up on his lap, looks like he needs to come back into the pits now and just boot on another set of softs, and we'll wait for him to be done with his qualifying session in a few minutes' time. Blackburn here looks like he's going to be, well, it says 4 seconds off, but I believe he's going for another lap. That was very close track limits for Wisburn. Let's see it through here. Will he do it again? He does. It's very close. Pablos has joined, so at least both the Kickstarter drivers are going to get their time to shine around Monza. Let's see now, though. Wisburn, a 10th up at the moment. Quite nice for him at the moment. Definitely going to dislodge Blackburn from that P2 spot, and he's not going much quicker at the moment either. Let's quickly see if Blackburn is going to improve in sector 2. He's about 10th and a half down at the moment. Let's see it. Blackburn, he is half a 10th up, so we're going to have to wait and see if he can try and dislodge Wisburn from where he thinks he's going to go. He was very wide there at the apex on the entry for him. Let's see it. No, decides to come in. So I believe that he lost that time that he had because he wasn't invalidated on his lap. Let's go and watch now. Blackburn, will he decide to come in, or will he decide to finish his lap? Will it be quick enough for him? No, it's not. I think they all believe that they can probably get another run in, which will be much quicker than what they're doing right now. Kodo, I believe so as well. Kieran looks to be one of the only people on the track at the moment who's doing a lap and wants to go and continue with it. Rio Harris maybe as well. Yeah, Rio Harris just starting his lap. Hazard as well, invalidating his lap. He's not going to go any quicker. Music Guy looks like he is trying to go through as well. Werner God here, we've not seen much of him actually, but he's going to do his representative time now. 20.5 for the Ferrari team, so P12 and P3, not looking too bad of a matchup for them at the moment. Music Guy looks like he's going to come across the line in a few minutes. Just wait and see what he does. Definitely a bit tighter there onto Parabolica than you would like, but let's wait and see. Now, step up would have made it, so we're on a hot lap. Yeah, just have to make sure that everybody gets their laps of time. Ooh, let's see the drama getting very loose on the rear there. So Peter Dean, oh my goodness me, look at Wisman throwing the car around, but not Wisman, sorry, Werner. Wisman I thought was in the other Ferrari, yeah, other Ferrari for Wisman. But anyway, someone I haven't mentioned at the moment, Rio Harris, another few tenths up here, so let's wait and see what he's going to do here as he comes across the line in a few moments' time. Or will he decide to go and come into the pits to do a final lap? No, he will not. Rio Harris, this is his lap, goes P2, just ahead of Blackburn there. So Blackburn and Wisburn really do need to respond. They want that front row back or even more pole position. And to be honest, look how close it is here. I mean, even though the top four at the moment are separated by about 2 tenths, and there is quite a bit of gap to P5 and under, look at the gaps here. It's P, what? I'm going to say about P5 to P11 at the moment, looking very close and very closely contested. And I think the main person who needs to improve here, Shug the Awesome, quite obviously, down in P11 at the moment. Obviously against Jane Linear and Pablos, I think these two also need to go and get some sort of move on at the moment. I think the Williams, no, not the Williams team, the Sauber team are definitely more capable of doing something good. Maybe they organise a tow, I'm not too sure. Maybe Pablos does his lap, Jane Linear comes up the pits, and then they do a tow that way. I'm not too sure, but we're just going to wait and see what they do. Music Guy, I think, going to come across the line. Yeah, look, the moats, both of them, to the back row of the grid, or the last two people on the grid, really, not the back row, because it's 19 drivers. But yeah, good news that we're actually at least getting that amount of drivers at the moment. So yeah, very happy with that. Who is on a lap there? I think Josh is on a lap early, so let's wait and see to see what he does. Rio Harris obviously going to come back into the pits, so maybe warm up for one more lap. But here we go, Josh, fast in the first sector. Doesn't clip the curb as much though. He's going to clip the second curve to try and, you know, sort of put his car back into alignment. Oh, that's not going to put it back into alignment though. Massive slide there. Will he try and recharge and go again? I don't know. Yeah, he's going to recharge, go again. Josh there, just trying to recharge the DRS there now, and he'll hopefully have one more shot at getting a quick lap, but he's already used probably some of the freshest bits of his tyres, so you just have to wait and see if he can get anything really good in him. User guys also got to make sure he doesn't get blocked here. Red Bull on a... Oh, Red Bull... Oh, yeah, okay, well, at least the Music Guy decides to take the creative option of cutting the corner there, so I don't believe that he's going to go any... Oh! Is he damaged? Who is he damaged there? See Ajara's wing. Oh wow, okay. So yeah, definitely a bit of controversy there in qualifying. There's a knowing light here behind, still on the lap here at the moment. He's got to make sure that he does some things. He's maybe blocked there by Music Guy. So Music Guy not really doing too much here at the moment. But anyway, knowing light here, across the line, will he improve? He does improve by a few thousands, but it's just not going to be enough to get a position. Who else on a lap at the moment? Exotic is on a lap. Rio Harris, let's actually watch him here. 10th and a half up at the moment. Josh retires from session. He doesn't think that he's going to improve, and that is him down in P9. Not a great thing for a Mercedes driver here at the moment. Rio Harris, though, let's see what he can do in the V car. He's been looking quite quick, and we've seen it for his qualifying results. Let's see, can he make it onto pole position for the V car team? He can by a few hundredths of a second. Henson behind him also starting a lap, and with a nice tow there from a Haas driver, I believe, of Jeremy Saff. Yes, it is. Who else has come across the lap at the moment? Blackburn about 200ths away from his time here. Chuck the Awesome, 10th and a half up. That is what he needs. Let's actually watch Chuck the Awesome here, because I think he wanted to contend as a pole. Actually, no, who else is going to be on the lap at the moment? Pablos invalidated. He looks like he's done. He's not going to make it to the line in time. Pablos in the back of the grid. Jay Linear also having to deal with, well, that's Blackbone. Yeah, Blackbone. So unless Jalen wants to try and... no, Jalen backs out. Jalen looks like he's not going to go faster, but Blackbone looks like he is going to go faster here. He is P3 currently, but got 2 tenths out of that. He might be on the course for an 18s at the moment. Let's see what Chucky Awesome can do really quickly, though. He was trying to get a bit of a slipstream, I think, from the Mercedes out in front. Let's see, can he dip into the 18s? We're anywhere near pole position. He can go to 4th. That's not enough to really stay there in the top 2 rows. Let's see if Blackman can do anything, though. Blackman crosses the line. He is in the 118s. He goes fastest. Who else is out there? Tyler invalidates his lap. He's not going to improve. Will Wisburn improve? 2.5 tenths up. Let's see what he can do. Who else will come across the line? Kodoy stays in 9th. Who else? Jeremy Saff improves his time, goes to 6th. Henson replaces him now in P6, right behind him after getting that bit of a tow. Van der Gogh, I think, is also across the line. Where does he go? Goes P9. Who's going to come across the line now? Kieran. Where does he go? Goes 7th. Knocks out Jeremy Saff further. All eyes now, I believe, on Wisburn. Will he go to the top of the timing sheets? Will he do it? P3 for Wisburn. Improves by a few tenths. It's not going to be enough. Tyler will not be able to do it. And Rio Harris rounds it off. And he couldn't do it either. Blackbone is on pole. Maybe partially due to that slipstream. But I believe that was a very fine lap from the Red Bull driver. And showing his true class here. Wanting to get back to the championship winning ways that he believes he's capable of. We've seen it done with his team. Now can he do it as a driver? But all we know at the moment is that Blackbone has taken the best start to his season 11 charge. He is on pole for Monza, round 1 in BRL. We'll run through the grid in just a second here. Yeah, I think there's certainly quite an issue with blocking around this track, so I'm not going to be surprised to see a lot of reports. But anyway, Blackburn on pole and Rio Harris rounding off the front row with him, so Red Bull and VTCash RB on the first 2 places. Wisburn P3 for the Ferrari team, Tyler P4, Chuck Wilson in the top 5, Henson P6, Kieran P7, Jeremy Sapp P8, Exotic Source P9, and Vertigod in the Ferrari rounding out the top 10. Kodoy just missing out on it in P11, Josh P12, Aiden there in P13, knowing like P14 rounding off our points paying positions technically. P15 CJ John MM, P16 Hazard, P17 Music Guy, and a Kick Sauber last 2 spots of Jane Linia and Pablos. So then we'll have 19 drivers ready to race, and I think some people are going to be very happy with that pole position time for Blackbone into the 18s, well mainly Blackbone himself. But we just have to wait and see now into the race. Will that translate into its race pace? Will we see any shocks? Will we see any rain? I don't know if we're going to see anything because it's definitely overcast at the moment. Not sure there's going to be any rain forecast, but this can be quite interesting if there is going to be some rain during the race. Obviously, it's going to limit some of the amount of overtakes, but definitely it's going to not limit any late breaking moves. There we go. Got it eventually. But yeah, looks like most people are going to start on the mediums at the moment. Maybe there is forecasts of rain and people don't want to burn out the hard tyres. I'm not too sure. Hence they're choosing the hard tyres. Definitely a good strategy if you can actually get away with the hard tyres there. If you get away with them, definitely obviously less wear and you can find yourself being a lot quicker towards the end of the race. But that is going to be something that they have to figure out. But something we'll figure out now is who is going to win the first race of BRL Season 11. It is now underway here, and it's a pretty decent launch from Blackburn, but quite a lot of wheel spin there. Look at Wisburn go. Looks like he's got it. There's a Sauber not doing anything in the back of the grid there. Looks like there's someone on the grass there. Tyler on the back. It's turn 1 now. Is it going to be chaos? It looks like everyone's managed to get through that half safely at the moment. A 3 wide there as a Red Bull bounces over the curb. Definitely a bit of damage there. Pablos looks like he's not even at his wheel there, so he is disqualified from the session. But Blackburn holds the lead now from Rio Harris. So Rio Harris not able to make any inroads on the start. Looks like a few other people, though, got some very nice starts here. Kieran and Jeremy Saff. Kieran, though, trying to get on the back of his teammate. He is not able to do so. Who else at the back there? Looks like someone's running wide. Looks like a Williams or Music Guy. He's going to drop down to last position. But for some unknowingly crazy reason, a very clean turn 1 for Monza. Maybe people just wanting to make sure that they don't get any damage. And I think that's exactly the case here. Who is on what tyre as well? Chunky Awesome and Henson, I think it's quite clear to see how they've lost time. Oh, Chunky Awesome, though, trying to go for a move with Jeremy Sapp. How have they not? Neither of them span at the moment there. But that is ridiculous stuff. But yeah, obviously, if we go back to the position changes, it's quite clear to see Chunky Awesome and Henson losing positions here, obviously on them hard tyres. Chunky Awesome, though, dig this game back 1, while Henson loses 1 to Exotic, as he looks like he's a little bit struggling on traction there. But other people doing all right at the moment. Josh there still retaining the same position on them hard tyres. Something we're going to have to cut back to immediately, though, is the battle for the lead. Because, obviously, of course there is. Look at this, though. 4 or 5 cars right now in the battle for it. Who else is here? We're going to see any sort of moves at the back here. Chunky Awesome already getting a penalty in lap 2 of this race. So we're going to wait and see if he gets anything here. But, yeah, he is, assuming, locked up. And he is lost position now to Jeremy Saff. as he goes back up to 2 positions. Look at that, though. Outside, turns to the inside for Chug, about equal braking. Will Jeremy Sapp let him go? No, Jeremy Sapp has cut the corner just to make sure he stays relatively on the track. But Chug here has lost a lot of time, and he's not going to be able to get anything. Henson falls further down, though, down into P10 at the moment, because he's just not able to fire up them hard tyres. Chug also is trying to fight as he will. He's already got that penalty, and he's dropped out of the DRS range. That is how powerful it is for him at the moment, and everyone else is just holding behind Blackburn. We see this quite a lot on the F124 League races, especially around here, where DRS is just so powerful, and it's just so imperative not to lose. But look, everyone up here, pretty high amounts of battery over Blackburn, but that's expected. He's the only one out here in the top 5 without DRS. Chug the Awesome, ERS trying as he might. Well, I was going to say, great save regardless there. Shy as he might, all that ERS usage that he's got, he's just going to leave him vulnerable here. But let's turn our attention to the front of the field here at the moment. Blackburn going to get swarmed here. First, down to 4th. It's going to be 2 by 2 though for the lead and 3rd in this race. Looks like Wisburn is able to get ahead, and Blackburn did manage to keep his position in, well, P4 at least, for his sake. And Kieran is going to be sat in the back there waiting for his chance. Everyone else can try and make a move going towards Curva Grande. Let's see it. I don't think anyone will, but yeah, obviously quite a few changes of position here. Blackburn obviously losing those 3 positions on 1 lap, or 1 straight really. So going from pole down to P4 doesn't sound that great, but realistically, any chance he's got now to overtake, he will. Henson, again, down on position on the hard tyres. He tries to fight back, but I just don't think they have the grip at the moment. You just have to wait and see when they do actually have the grip to then go and fight. And I think he's just going to play the long game, really. Once it gets to about lap 8 to 10, those medium tyres are going to start falling off. The hard tyres are going to start coming into their own there, and his pace will probably start coming back. But he's just got to make sure to stick in DRS for the time being. As look at this, it's just crazy, this stuff. Look at it. Kieran trying to go on the outside of 2 cars. Almost a bit of contact, though. Kieran runs to the back there. He's going to lose 1 position, maybe 2 positions, as he's trying to hit... squeeze Blackburn really as he does a little bit here. Blackburn, they've got to make sure they don't make actual proper contact here as they're trying to drive towards each other. 3 wide up ahead as well. Let's watch it. Wisburn obviously not going to have that. Rio Harris looks like he's going to take the lead here as Tyler is going to back off, and it looks like everyone's going to try and make it through safely. Blackburn just got to make sure that he makes it as well. Everyone behind here also doing alright. Jeremy Saff fends off Werner God as he's going to be under threat now from Aiden in the Aston Martin, but I don't think anyone else is going to happen here at the moment. Maybe less, though, actually. Aiden, being able to try and make a move here with Werner God's less ERS, absolutely breezes past the Ferrari here, and he is up into P9 here. Henson, though, losing third positions here, actually down to 11th. I'm not sure if he lost more, but yeah, definitely not good for him, knowing like also forming a small train here at the back at the moment with the rest of these people. Music guy picking up a penalty as well. Good news is, though, for Chug the Awesome, he's back in the DRS, and, well, I was going to say, also good news for Rio Harris. Look at the buffer he's got currently. Very nice bit of pace shown by Rio Harris, as he is now about 6.5 tenths clear of everybody else. Oh, trash! Hold on a minute. Who was that? Kieran, out of the session, I believe. Yeah, Kieran out now while he's left. Not sure if there's any contact with anyone else there, but he is gone. Aiden is also left, so I'm going to try and quickly invite him back if anyone can do it. But Kieran is gone and out. Aiden there, obviously having to fight with Henson there, but he's just not really going to do anything else there. He is a ghost, and nothing else can really happen. Who else is going to maybe do some fighting here? Well, Josh and Henson. Josh ain't a ghost. Will Henson be able to try and defend this? Shall I start break him, though? Make sure it doesn't go too wide. He does go a tiny bit wide, but that's probably for the space to give. And Josh, on the hard tyres, gets ahead of Henson, also on the hard tyres. And now he's got Word of God to face right behind him here on the medium tyres. Well, Henson trying to go for a move back on Josh. I don't know if he will. Music guys 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Kodoy also gets past Knowing Light here, but they're going side by side now. Pretty nice fighting here, and it's actually kind of bad actually for the there has to be this far down, where I was praising their qualifying efforts, but it looks like Kodoy just couldn't get it to stick in the end, and he was only down in P11. Jeremy Saff up into P7 at least for him, but he's falling a slight bit out of touch here with Exotic at the moment. He's got to make sure he gets back into that DRS, as yeah, Exotic obviously does not have DRS through top 5, as Kieran now is out of the race. That was their buffer, but unfortunately for him, that is not going to be the case anymore. Will Jeremy Saff try and use the last of his ERS to get back into the DRS window? Doesn't look like he is going to. Jeremy Saff is going to lose DRS here, and looks like up ahead We've got a clear four-way fight for the lead. Rio Harris has been leading the past few laps and has actually kept his ERS in check decently well. But it looks like now Tyler is going to be the one to break that lead. Let's see it now, but maybe he doesn't actually, because look at this. Wisburn looks like he's got the straight line speed actually instead. As Blackburn now closes up, it looks like he's able to then keep it on the track still. Ooh, quite a lot of rear loss there for Blackburn. He's going to make sure to put on the power now. Yeah, look, Chubby Awesome now, thinking there might be some sort of move to be made here. Oh, Aiden DNS as well. Where is that? Or is he just left the session? No, he's just left the session. So unfortunately for Aiden, after leaving the session again, that's his car done, parked, out. And there's a virtual safety car here, as Music Guy is also out of the session. So 4 cars out by lap 6, and there's a virtual safety car to calm everything down. Now, this is a side, because now everybody is, well, let's see. Yeah, within 17 seconds of each other. 17. Realistically, most of these medium tyre runners make a pit stop. They can have their hards last to the end of the race. However, they have their issue of having to make it past the rest of the people who don't pit. So will they try and do that, or will they not? We're just going to wait and see if they do. Rio Harris here, well, actually, realistically, the question is, will the boat safety car stay out long enough? Let's see if it does, for any of them to get a benefit. Rio Harris trying to make his way to the pit lane, I believe, as quick as possible. Look at him go. But no, DRS enabled. No one got a penalty, so at least that's good for them. Werner and Josh all trying to fight each other there. But the big news here is that virtual safety car ending has not played good to Rio Harris here, as Tyler now is just going to take the lead from him. Look, easily, Tyler up into P1 there in the McLaren. Will Wisburn try and do anything about it? Rio Harris goes defensive, forces defensive move, but looks like nothing is going to happen to him. Who else is going to have anything interesting happen to him? Josh, well, gets ahead of Wisburn. But that looks to be all the fighting he has for now. Our Henson is up in P8. Who else we got on the hard tyres? Obviously, Chubby Awesome there. Still trying to make any sort of inroads into the DRS. And he's trying to make it, and he's getting there, really. 7/10 of a second away from Blackburn at the moment, who hasn't really managed to do much since his pole position. Sort of sitting back, just waiting for his right moment, I guess. Maybe looking for an undercut as well. I'm not too sure what he's going to try and do. But you're just going to know that for now, the best thing for him to do, sit in the DRS, just make sure that he keeps touch with everybody else. And just hopefully for him, he can, yeah, just make sure he's all right. Okay. Anyway, let's look now, Blackburn here. Trying to, well, as I say, he was going to stick in DRS. Right on the back here of Wisburn at the moment. And will he try and make the move right now? He's turned on the battery, so you assume he would. But Wisburn is doing the same. Half to defend and half to attack. Let's see now. Rio Harris will easily take the lead from Tyler. We know this. But who else will take the lead? Who will take P2, sorry, from Tyler? Looks like he's going to go side by side. It's turn 1 here. Oh, Blackburn massively outbreaks himself. But it looks like he's actually made that stick there. Blackbone. Looks like he made it stick. But he's now off the track here, down in P5. And that has absolutely gifted Rio Harris there. Looks like Blackburn just massively outbraked himself, Wisburn, and maybe also slowing down to maybe give a illegal overtake back, because that's just how the game is sometimes. Not sure what's going on, but Blackburn decides to return it back, being very nice to himself. And Wisburn there. Oh, bit of an issue there as well for Blackburn. Oh, no, never mind. Might have been my internet there, which is a big worry if it is. That'd be a massive worry, actually, if that was my internet, because, yeah, now most of my timing screens are getting updated. Brilliant news. Anyway, hope I'll try and keep my eye on Blackburn as often as I can. Hopefully that will not always be the issue. But yeah, Rio Harris, Tyler, Chuck the Awesome as well. Wisburn getting a penalty as well. So it's not just Chuck the Awesome there struggling on the penalties at the moment. It's everybody, really. And I think the warnings at the moment are going to catch a lot of people out on this track. Looks like, oh my God, though. Ooh, very, very... And this might be my internet. If it is, then I do apologise. If like a stream quality drops or anything just happens in here, which just doesn't actually happen in the actual race. But yeah, Blackburn trying to make up for his mistake. He gets passed into P4. Chuck the Awesome also on the hard tyres gets up into second place. So even with that penalty, he's not doing too bad for himself at the moment on the hards. As once again, like I said, about a few laps go, once it gets to about lap 8 or something, they will start coming into their own. They will start having their own sort of pace. Now Henson is trying to utilise it, really, getting onto the back of exotic source of Jeremy Saff, because he'll probably stay out a few extra laps, and he needs to make sure that he can stay out a few extra laps. while having a decent pace. Hazard as well, also come back in this race. Jay and Linya on the hard tyres, trying to make sure he keeps ahead of Knowing Light here at this rate. But Hazard's trying to catch up to both of them, see if anything can happen of that. But yeah, at the moment, everything is just sort of coming down for a little bit after Blackbone there with his send. Unfortunately for him, that just did not work out well at all. If it was a send, if it was not a send, then yeah, obviously outbreaking himself, and it has not helped him whatsoever after starting on pole position. But at least for him, he is in P4 at the moment. His race is not over, and neither, from what I can see there, has he got damage. So at least good news for him. Looks like Tyler as well is going to try and overtake Chunky Awesome here, unless he decides to sit back and let the hard tyres do their thing. We know that Wisman's already got him. Look at the straight line speed there for the Ferrari driver, and he's already passed. Tyler also sits back here, probably just wanting to recharge his CRS, as does Chug, as he's used quite a bit of it at the moment, and they are through into the next lap of this race, obviously. There's looks like Sauce kind of all over the shop there, trying to get some grip on the medium tyres, maybe having some issues with the rear, trying to plant them down. Let's see though, will Jeremy Sapp try and make a move? Let's see, he's maybe a little bit too far back right now. Tries to force any sort of mistake here from him, and it was a little bit of a slide there actually. Let's see it. Jeremy Sapp trying to go on the inside, Lesbo 1, decides to think better of it, and it will sit back and wait for the DRS down to Ascari. Let's watch him as he goes through it. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it. Mine's, as I say that actually, quick note, Rio Harris has made a mistake there, as Chugby Awesome now is in his DRS, and Jeremy Saff does exactly what I think, goes into the DRS for Ascari and manages to make the move. He does cut the grass a tiny bit there though, so he's going to make sure to be wary of the grip loss, and he is wary then, so he at least isn't out of the wall, but he's used a lot of batteries to go and keep ahead of Exotic Swords. I believe he's going to get overtaken at the very next time of asking down this straight, and speaking of which, it looks like there's going to be more overtaking done for the leader of the race this time. Chuck the Awesome on the back of Rio Harris. Will he make the move here? Rio Harris forces Spence to move because he knows, I think, he has the pace, but he doesn't want the driver on the hard tyres to come back into him. Chuck the Awesome, though, trying to go for some sort of switchback here, and it looks like he's got a pretty nice run. Let's see it now. Chuck the Awesome on the back of Rio Harris. Has got the ERS to really play with. They are side by side almost, going down towards the end of oh, good lord, Curva Grande, there we go. Almost forgot it there. But Chug the Awesome not taking the best line there. That's going to invite Tyler in, and Tyler now is going to take it with a little bit of ERS usage, and he is now up into P2 ahead of Chug. But yeah, at the moment, Blackbone having issues really. He's sort of fell off on these tyres at the moment. After getting passed by Wisburn, he's fallen away by a few seconds at the moment, and that kind of sucks for him really. He was on pole, so I'm assuming maybe he wants to try and do some sort of strategy to get it back, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. I believe he should pick this up really, just any sort of chance to get back into the lead, and I feel like he should do it, because P5 at the moment is not going to cut it for him really. After getting pole position, I feel like he wants more than that. So if Blackbone was really do anything to get back into it, I say undercut, pull it now, and I think that's the best thing for him to do. But I think other people might have that sort of thing in mind. Oh, Rio Harris going for a little fake there, and Wisburn decides to go into the pits. Will Blackbone follow? No, he will not. So, interestingly there, I thought he would. Oh, it's Rio Harris and Tyler doing their little bit of fighting. I think Rio was a little bit... Oh, my goodness me. I'm just going to wait for a second. Looks like Rio Harris made a mistake, I think. So, really not sure what happened there, because the game loves a bit of lag. At least for me, unfortunately. That's why I do not host these lobbies. But yeah, Rio Harris down to third after being in the lead, and I believe what was a mistake, or maybe a bit of coming together. I don't know. 1 to 2, but yeah, he is down and out. But something that is pretty interesting to note here: Wisburn only about a few seconds off the lead here, but well, was a few seconds off the lead. But look, he's in some very nice clean air at the moment. I feel like it's a good chance for him to go and get something sorted and take some nice bit of positions in this race, as we see CEO Drama and Werner God behind, fighting for literally the 1 point that you get for P14, but it means pretty much a lot to these guys. I mean, even this point will help their team massively in the end of things. Werner God there on the inside, CEO Drama trying to hang it around the outside. Just because it's a P14 doesn't mean it's bad racing. Look at that, a little bit of contact though, but side by side through the Curva Grande chicane, and that is lovely stuff from both of them. Yeah, do not worry, Daniel in there in the chat. This stage usually when it's back for their reviews next week. Good job, mate. Glad you're back next week. Hopefully you feel better soon. Anyway, yeah, Tyler. Skills done. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Anyway, Tyler, Rio Harris, and Blackbone, and knowing like all in the pits there. Right now, Tyler looks like he's gonna be the first out. Where will he be in relation to Wisburn? Looks like Wisburn hasn't really pulled off the undercut here. I mean, obviously he's ahead of Blackburn. He was ahead there in terms of track position, but I mean, at least he's gotten a lot closer here now to Rio Harris. Look how close he is. And with some warmed up tyres, he might find himself having a lot of fun. Blackburn, though, not having much fun in his cockpit, getting another 3-second penalty for this race, but now on the Red Bull driver here. And Hazard, well, deciding to follow him here in P5 as he gets a 3-second penalty as well. So now, yellow flag actually, what has happened? Looks like maybe Werner, I believe, yeah, looks like he's got some grass on his tyres. Maybe having some sort of contact with CJ Drama, and he is down, unfortunately, to a place where he cannot fight CJ Drama for the next few laps. But anyway, look at this, the whole grid now on hard tyres, but obviously with a lot of wear difference. We got the top 5 on them 12-lap old hards they started the race on. Hazard, the first one to be probably caught by Tyler. And then after that, mostly fresh hard tyres. Kodoy, CJ Drama, mainly the ones that do not have the absolute freshest tyres. We're just going to wait and see how their race unfolds at the moment, as realistically a safety car here could absolutely bless these guys. That's why they're really staying out here. That safety car would help them so much in this race, especially for the awesome sake. Vertigo, they're picking up a 3-second penalty, trying to catch back up CJ Drama, and I think he's trying to lift off here, CJ Drama. So at least people are being good sports. Lovely to see. Rio Harris, though, Wisburn, trying to be in a bit of a fight for the lead here at the moment. And, well, I mean, obviously with Tyler ahead, maybe not fight for the actual lead in the end, but maybe they can get held up by Hazard. Don't know at the moment, so we're just going to wait and see how Hazard does in relation to what Tyler does. Let's see it. See Drama picks a penalty while fighting Vertigod. These two probably have a decent scrap here, but unfortunately for them, it's just with the low paying positions, so we don't really see it much on the live stream. We'll try and give him at least as much focus as we can, though, as Tyler here looks to me, even though, I mean, Hazard's trying to defend it here, maybe just trying to make sure he gets as much track position as possible, but unfortunately for him, it's not going to happen. Tyler gets ahead, and it's looking like, yeah, Hazard struggling on them hard tyres now. Maybe want to stay out one more lap, get the DRS, and then come into the pits, which I think is what he's going to do, as Tyler trying his best to save some battery. Hazard may try and overtake him, I'm not too sure, but I believe he won't have the grip out of Parabolica. Looking pretty decent, to be fair. He might try and go for it. Yeah, we at least hit DRS, so he's at least got something to sort of tie him along with. And what's good news here, actually, is by getting this DRS, Rio Harris will now have some sort of slipstream here to get even closer to Tyler, and eventually some sort of DRS as we go most likely towards Ascari. So Rio Harris, not all hopes lost for him as the Wisburn. Blackburn, though, I feel like it has been. He's lost even more time to Wisburn since his pit stop and just hasn't shown the pace for someone who's meant to be on pole. So unfortunate for him, but I believe he'll have his chance again, just maybe not through this first round. And yeah, Rio Harris now, this is where the effect is really going to kill him, going through these spots. He hasn't actually really lost too much time, it's just the closing speed is definitely massive between these two. And we're just going to see now, yeah, Rio Harris and Wisburn looking like they're going to turn on the battery here, trying to get past Hazard, and it looks like it's going to happen here. Both of them breezing past the Alpine driver, who once again is still yet to stop, and unfortunately for him, just doesn't have the battery ready to contend. Will he stay out one more lap and do this? I believe he will. He's got the, battery and I guess still tyres left in him to go and keep going. Somebody who will also not keep going, though, is Chubby Orson and R. Henson as they both come into the pits. Josh also comes into the pits. Jalen also comes to the pits. Looks like Hazard will maybe take the battery, take the DRS one more time, and I think he'll come to the pits as well. So we should now have the actual battle for the lead coming out. Where is Chubby Orson in relation to it? Looking in P4 at the moment, really not too bad of a stint for him. Be crucial for him to get out ahead of Hazard, and I believe he does. I'm pretty sure I saw that right. Yes, he does. Chubby Orson ahead of Hazard. So good job from him to keep that pace up. And Hazard obviously needs to pit again, but probably just going to hang it out now for a safety car, really. I think that's the best thing he could do. Maybe do a hard soft strategy at the end. We don't know. but our Henson looking quite nice there in P8. Oh, wow, look at this, though. Two Mercedes and two Haas drivers right next to each other, Josh and Knowing Light. Let's see where Knowing Light is going to come out in relation to Josh. Will he try and make a move on his teammate? I don't know. Will the Haas try and make a move on Knowing Light, though? Yes, there is a little bit of contact there between Jeremy Saff and Knowing Light, and it gets even more frosty as Jeremy Saff off into the gravel, but Jeremy Saff is going to keep behind now and try and see if he can make any more moves on the Mercedes ahead. That was quite nice there, actually. Some bit of teamwork, I believe, that the Haas's can make there. But this is going to be interesting now. The fight for P2, at least on track. Because obviously, Chug and Wisman have both the penalties. Maybe they could be appealed, I'm not too sure. But right now, all we know is that P2 on track is the fight that we want to see right now, even if it's not going to be like that at the end of the race. Rio Harris trying to force a defensive move from from him, I guess, or anything at all. Trying to cover Chuck the Awesome, just nothing really doing, though, as he doesn't have DRS, but at least he's trying to stick a nose in there on the inside of Chug, and maybe trying to go for a switch back here on the hard tyres. He's got quite a lot of grip, actually, on their medium tyres, and he does get it so far. Very nice from him as Hassan comes into the pit now. I think that was the final driver who needed to come in, and he does at this point. Rio Harris, though, having to let back past Chug, as they're actually they're almost falling out of DRS now of Wisman. They've got to make sure to keep in track of him, and Tyler's got to make sure that he keeps a DRS range away from Wisman as he's trying to catch up back to the front of the field. But anyway, let's have a quick tyre update anyway. Yeah, Chug the Awesome. He is the one we really should be looking out for at the moment. If that penalty is not a proper penalty, he got it on lap 2, remember, so it might be some sort of issue with some lap 1 incidents or corner cuts. Good to wait and see on that one. Then he has got by far the quickest tyres out of the top 6. And our Henson and Josh, not far behind, P6 of Exotic Swords. We also need to watch out for them as well. And look at this, Chug just not even deciding to take DRS, I believe. He's just gone to centre around the outside of Wisburn. And I believe this is quite tactical, actually. Sort of make sure he uses as much pace as possible. Let the hard tyres really take him back. Oh no, he's using the battery though. Interesting strategy here actually for Chug. I don't think he should have really used the battery there. Maybe try and let Wisburn and Rio Harris overtake him would be a good idea. But I don't think that's really what he's trying to do. But he's now got very little DRS to play with. I guess he does have a tyre advantage, but I don't know if that was the best play for Chug to do. Maybe try and let Wisburn back pass and then have him use his pace to get back up to Tyler with the DRS and slipstream that he would have had. But anyway, I'm not the one really computing all this stuff. I used to be, but not right now at least. I'm currently sat on here commentating the whole race and not knowing what everybody else is thinking. But yeah, we may come back to it at some point. We don't know. But anyway, yeah, Jeremy Saff, knowing like Jane Linya, actually, who's done all right race, done all right race really. From the last 2 spots on the grid, I think it was P18 in the end. Well, basically last spot in general was Pablos. Obviously didn't move for the line, but he's looking quite nice at the moment. 2 laps on them medium tyres. When I got picked up a 3-2 penalty again, unfortunately for the Ferrari man. I actually had to cut away from this fight. I am so sorry. Look at this fight for the top 4. Chug is likely going to take the lead on track heading on to lap 19. But I mean, just look at this. This is ridiculous. We've got top 4 cars all separated by about a second here. Chug making a move on the outside. Will anyone else make the move on Tyler? Wisburn right on the outside of him, and he's going to get it as well. Tyler slots into P3 there. And Chug probably going to have to use their medium tyres to full effect now. He needs to try and pull away 1 second here, and hopefully these guys squabble for his sake. Tyler trying to use that battery as well. Wisburn not really using battery anymore, just making sure he just keeps within that 1 second gap of Chug the Awesome. But Chug really needs to start just pushing on these mediums right now, I believe, as the rest of the race is just going to be all about the DRS threat. So even if he did have the tyre advantage, I don't think it's really going to matter. Oh, Jalen and Kodoy having issues. Having issues there. Jalen touching the grass there, and that has absolutely ruined his rear tyres as he almost spins them up a bit too quickly using the throttle, and it's going to take both of them wide, obviously, there. And surprisingly, didn't crash fully, but yeah, no damage looks like it's been done. Look at this, though, Tyler on the back of Wisburn, and it looks like Wisburn's just going to let him go here as he tries to just recharge his battery. But it looks like both of them are too stubborn here. Both of them trying to recharge their battery. Who's going to go ahead? Tyler just pulls ahead at the last minute into Parabolica. And we're going to see now, look, Wisburn, I think, has just spent a bit too much time recharging his battery. He is now down to P4. Chug the Awesome, at least, for his sake, takes fast start of the race, so even if he does fall down to that P4 spot, he's going to have something to at least write home about. And that's a bit late there from Wisman. He definitely didn't plan that, and it's definitely can tell by the ghosted car. And he is, well, I was going to say losing a lot of time, but Rio Harris subsequently as well lost quite a bit of time there. We can see him now turning on the battery, so he is also going to have to join back into the DRS fray. Who else will join the DRS fray here? Jalen and Kodoy. Kodoy going to try and move with Jeremy Safford's teammate. He's not going to. He'll just try and keep with them both at the moment. Kodoy almost getting pushed through the corner though by Jalen. Vertigo retires from session. That is on track, and that is a safety car. I'm not sure how he's managed to do it on the start finish straight. It looks like so maybe not even sure, but that has changed the whole race here. Will people box up ahead? Will they not? It's all down to Chug to change the course of this race. Will he be the one to decide on boxing or not? Let's have a look. Chug, Tyler, Rio, Wisburn, Blackburn, Exotic, Henson, Josh, Jeremy, Kodoy, Jalen, you're knowing like Hazard, Angela Drama, all of them are going to score points as they are all in the points paying positions now. And we're just going to wait and see who is going to be where. And hopefully, if they all finish. But yeah, look at this. So Chug the Awesome deciding to come in. Everyone else here deciding to come in as well. Look like there's going to be no speeding penalties, at least for their sake. Blackburn should be coming in here as well. Yeah, takes it careful. Makes sure not to speed. And he does that exactly. Exotic also wants to come in. I don't think anyone's going to really jump each other in the pit lane here. Yeah. Also does get held slightly. Chug actually, interestingly, going on the mediums. Interesting from Chug. As for Blackburn, so maybe they did have only a used set softs, and I think they believe that that's the best thing to do. Jeremy Sapp, unfortunately for him, 10-second penalty speeding pit lane. He needs to get rid of that ASAP. Exotic goes into the pits, onto softs. Jeremy retires. He's fed up of that. He decides that's it, unfortunately, but I don't believe that was a great thing for him to do. I think he could have had he could have had a great chance to score some more points. Well, we have one outlier here, CJ Drama M, choosing to stay out there on the hard tyres. I'm so sorry, CJ. I don't believe this is a good idea. You probably need to box as soon as possible. But if you want to brave it, Nate, go ahead. I mean, honestly, I'm all for it. But yeah, I don't really know what to think of this one, really. CJ Drama and P8 currently at the moment scoring quite a lot of points for the Red Bull team, but I just don't think this is the greatest idea here. Okay, anyway, back to one of the main things I had here. I believe this is every single team currently scoring points. If I'm not wrong, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, ladies and gentlemen. We have all 10 people in the points for their respective teams. So good news is, it looks like everybody's going to get off the mark for their team. It's just who is going to be where in the end. Let's just have a look at such. Anyway, I think the only person I actually didn't make in the end was Hazard and his teammate Jimmy Jags, which is, well, I think the best way to describe it is just unfortunate at the moment. Hazard not really having his teammate to go with, and it just sucks really for him. Yeah, just sucks really. See Jomino deciding now actually is the time, to come into the pit lane. Kodai also interested coming to the pit lane there. Maybe, I don't know where he was, but if he was pretty much last, then I guess this is worth it for him to do. Just take the, the one lap pressure off, see if it works for him. Let's see, will he, he just repairs the softs that he already had. And, I was going to say for good news there, gets out to see a drama, but nope, I was wrong. Anyway, though, we're just going to wait now until the safety car comes in. One thing we are going to check, though, is the warnings very quickly. Tyler got one on that one and has kept it clean since Chug. Looks like it's actually outright 3-second penalty there, because that invalidated lap time is the penalty. And he's got 2 warnings since then. Rio Harris has got nothing. Let's check Wisburn now. Wisburn did get the warning, it looks like there, unless there's a double warning. But he has got it. Blackburn also has that warning outright. Exotic, he's one away. Henson looks to be clean. He is clean. Josh gets 1 warning, and that is him for now. Jalen looks like he's got 2 warnings, so he's got to be careful as well. Knowing like 2, just got 3 seconds of penalties there. Hazard also got a penalty. Drama, one of the last people to look at it. Penalty again, so he's got to be careful. And Kodoy looks like, yep, 2 warnings for him. So I believe it's head cover in this lap. Yes, it is. We covered all the things we really need to look at here, I think. 2 stops for the whole grid. Definitely a few position changes at the moment. Got to make sure to be above that 50-mile-an-hour limit, and it looks like Tyler is just above it. But he's just got to be very careful. Well, the people behind him really got to be very careful here at the moment. So he is within the rules. Good news for him. So if anyone does want to report him, we have evidence against this. If they think they're going slower than 50. I think a few people might be. But I think Tyler is going at the speed he needs to be. It's just when does he go is the question here. Let's watch it now. Will he go into the start of Parabolic and try and catch somebody napping? Looks like he's not going to yet. He's holding it up to a little bit of a higher speed here. When will he go? He's trying to weave, trying to make sure he distracts the people behind. We will leave it now, and Tyler now is going to have 5 laps to try and hold on to the lead that he has at the moment. Chug looks like he has got the perfect start there, and it looks like other people have got a much better start than others. Wisburn looking like he's on the threat from Blackbone. Blackbone trying to make any sort of moves of it though. Wisburn on the inside. Tyler also trying to take the lead. Trying to keep the lead, sorry, from Chug the Awesome. Looks like he has there. A bit of contact further back. And it looks like our Henson does get ahead of Jalen Linya, and Jalen is trying his best to go back at him. But let's see now, anyone else trying to make a move. Will Chug make a move on Tyler? He's hit very close. Chug on the inside on medium tyres. Tyler leads to braking late, but Tyler keeps it ahead for now. Yellow flag 6-2. Hazard, I believe, is spun round there. And that is unfortunate for him. The Alpine team looks like they're going to score minimal points for this race. So unfortunate for them. But anyway, now we're going to look at the rest of the field here. Looks like everyone is still within that DRS other than Hazard, as he did get turned around, I believe, going into turn 4. Who else is here now as DRS is going to activate in a minute? So technically anyone really can still win this race. Kodoy, here, Jama trying to go side by side. Looks like they both managed to make it through pretty well there. And hopefully none of them fall out DRS for their sake. But it looks like it's going to be quite clear that one of them will. And look at this now. Rio Harris on the back of the Awesomes. He's trying to save his battery. He used a lot of it. But Rio Harris is realistically the one at the moment who is going to be on the back of Chug and Tyler. This is one of the last chances really to overtake without DRS. Let's see if they can do it though, as Rio Harris is going Tucker's slipstream. Tyler trying to save his DRS, and Chug goes through. Tyler also having to fake a move there, but Rio Harris went a bit too early on the brakes, and that's how Wisman trying to go through. Blackbone on the back of him, all big contact behind though. Exotic and Josh, well, hence trying to make a move. Looks like he's trying to get botched up in the ghost of the Mercedes car. Looks like though he's going to try and make a move though, going towards turn 4. He's going to make sure to be a little bit careful though. Henson on the inside, dives it on Josh. Make sure there's no contact though. He does back out though, make sure he's okay. Jalen does get that 3-second penalty we were talking about earlier, and that's because he was cutting the corners just that bit too much there into turn 5 on the exit that we did see on the rear view of our Henson's camera. And let's see now, will any moves be made before Parabolica? Let's see it now. Tyler, will he just choose to sit back? Yes, he does. Lifts off the throttle. Will anyone else try and make a move here? It doesn't look like anyone will, but yeah, anyway, Kodoy looks like he's not going to make a move now. See drama, yeah, none of them are going to make moves on each other at the moment. Will they make a move just before Parabolica? It doesn't look like there's going to be, but I think just because DRS is so important, I don't think any moves need to be made at the moment. Chunky Awesome, obviously out there with his 50 penalty. I don't know once again if that's going to stand, but we're just going to wait and see once the reports come in, and we're just going to wait and see now. What does Tyler do? What does Rio Harris do? What does any of them do at the moment? Do they choose the overtake, or do they choose to save the battery for the final laps? Tyler, though, decides that overtake is the best play here at the moment, and he does win the inside of Chug. Chug trying to line up a small switch back here, and Josh and Exotic are still fighting with each other. They're losing touch with the top 5. It's not what they should be doing at the moment. But unfortunately for them, that's what's happening right now. Chug trying to tuck it to slipstream, see if he can make a move on the inside, trying to slow Tyler down maybe a tiny bit, but nothing is going to happen for them. Anyone else can try to make a move into these corners? No, but it looks like the top 5 have scampered away from the rest of the field at the moment, and it looks like Kodoy and CA Drama are really seeing their own little field now, and unfortunately for them, it looks like they're not going to get any positions higher unless there is some sort of monumental crash, which honestly, with 2.5 laps left, I believe could happen. And you just got to wait and see now who will be the one to really cause it. It looks like it's definitely been a closing speed difference there between Tyler, Chug, and Rio Harris. And you can tell, look, everyone's getting very flustered now. Everyone's getting scampery across the road. Everyone is going everywhere and trying to make moves, but just trying not to be too reckless with them. But they've just got to make sure they're still aggressive enough. Rio Harris is lagging all over the place there, at least according to me. But anyway, Tokyo Awesome on the inside does take the place from Tyler. Does he get DRS? No, he doesn't. Not even as Tyler. I don't think. No, Tyler does. Tyler does just get it. And it looks like Rio Harris is going to be boxed in. He's going to have nowhere to go. Will Chug and Tyler make the first corner safely and unscathed? Tyler clips curb. Rio Harris tries to go on the inside again, trying to switch back on him. Aston Martin bumping over the curbs there. Exotic. Oh, and Josh also, I believe, round. Or was that Knowing Light? Knowing Light round. Unfortunately for him. Who else have we got here? Rio Harris really trying to make a move there. We'll see Tyler, sorry. We'll see you, drama. Yeah, Tyler trying to make a daring move on Chuck the Awesome while he was doing that as well. Looks like nothing's going to happen, though, for the moment. And it's just 1.5 laps left now of this Monza race. Has at least gained position above Knowing Light for now. And Mercedes have at least got a decent scoring position in Josh in P7 for the moment. Let's just wait and see though. And we're going to watch these last laps and these last corners. They're going to be so imperative to how this race pans out. Would it be crashes? Would it be contact? Would it be broken wings? Would it be penalties? Would it be anything that comes out in these final laps? And there's only one way to really find out as we just wait and hold our breath. And it already looks like there's going to be some moves here. Rio Harris on the inside of Tyler, wanting speed at 1, trying to attack Chug the Awesome first in case that penalty is not legitimate. Hazard out of the session, so he's actually crashed and he's maybe not going to score points for his team. But that doesn't matter right now as Rio Harris is getting a DRS on the slipstream of Chug. Tyler trying to overtake him. Maybe will he overtake Chug as well? Chug forcing a defensive move. Rio trying to go around the outside. Rio trying to be blocked by a little bit. Chug gets another penalty. He is not going to be able to get the P1 fully safe and secure. Let's see now. It's a battle between Rio Harris and Tyler. Chug is the one having to help them both. And let's see now, Tyler Rio Harris on the inside. Is Tyler, will he try to make a move into here? Trying to keep it side by side with Rio Harris. Rio keeps it around the outside, but it is not over yet. Who else is going to make a move now into the final corners of the racetrack? Looks like Rio, though. Is he playing a bit of a tactic here? No, he just managed to get DRS, though. I thought he was going to play out of DRS and try and maybe see if he can bait his battery here. But look at this, though. Tyler, he hasn't got much battery left. What's he going to do? Let's see. Is he going to have any threats from behind? Wisman's got quite a lot of battery. Let's wait and see now. Rio Harris has got the battery left in his pocket. Let's see, though, what will happen here. He's trying to break the toe. Chug also will take the win on track, but will any changes happen now? Wisburn on the back of Tyler. Will he try and make it on the inside into the final corner? Obviously, it's going to be penalty supplied, but let's see. Wisburn is going to make it stick, and will Blackburn try and make it stick as well? It's been a great performance for Chug Awesome. He's going to take the win, but Rio Harris will take it after penalties. Wisburn will take P3. Blackbone, who is going to now drop to P5, and our Henson promotes himself up to P4, just away from a podium there. And the V-Cup team can be incredibly happy with that. Blackburn obviously in P5 there. Josh gets ahead of Chug the Awesome only just. We're going to have to run through the rest of that field very, very quickly. And that was a lot to take in for the final few laps. Let's wait and see for everybody's reaction. Henderson obviously very distraught by that one. Missing out on the podium by just a few hundredths of a second, he believes. But I need to double check the whole race here. Let's have a quick look at this. Obviously, let's have a quick look at the celebrations. Congratulations there to Rio Harris. If that is who is going to win this race at the end. An all-British podium, actually, there. So, Britannia rules the Italians here. And let's just watch the final bits here. Anyway, though, Rio Harris looks like, these are all provisional results, mind you. He's going to take the win here, round Monza for our first round here. And for our season opener, will lead the Drivers' Championship by the end of it. Tyler taking P2 after a ferocious fight with him on the final lap. Wisburn holding back and eventually taking P3 just ahead of our Henson, who managed to keep it well with no penalties, but he just missed out the podium there. He at least gets ahead of Blackburn by a few hundredths of a second. Josh at P6. Chug, after leading on track for the final lap, takes P7 after his 2 penalties were applied. He at least gets fastest lap for his troubles. Exotic P8, Jalen P9 after a nice recovery drive, and Kodo rounding out the top 10. CJ Drama in P11, Knowing Light P12, Hazard P13, but is classified at least 2 laps down. Jeremy Saff, our DNFs now rounding them off. Jeremy Saff, Werner God, Aiden there, Music Guy, Kieran, and Pablos, who didn't even get going in the end. All right, and that is the first round of BRL Season 11 done and dusted. That was a lovely race, to be honest with you. A lot of action everywhere, quite a few DNFs, bit of excitement, a late race safety car. It's been all pretty nice. Blackburn, really not think he's great at driving. You at least got a decent result, mate. Just think about that. But yeah, good job to everybody that raced. And it's been great to have you all. Very close battle for the podium, obviously. Less than a tenth, actually, in the end. Separated third, fourth, and fifth. And obviously, it's due to penalties. But, you know, obviously, very fun stuff. And instead of now being a very high-speed track, well, actually going to another high-speed track, but with a lot more downforce, Suzuka is next in a week's time. The same time, and the same commentator. I've been Mr. Cookie. This has been Season 11, Round 1 of BRL around Monza, and it's been great to have your pleasure. It's been a pleasure to have you all. I messed up, obviously. Yeah, pleasure to have you all watching this stream. Pleasure to have you all, obviously, racing if you are racing here. And that is it from me. Goodbye, everybody.